Hello, Patreon viewers, and welcome back to Magic Ministries. I'm Nina Diedrich, and this is our full moon in Cancer edition. It's also an eclipse. And did I mention it's at 20 degrees? So, this is the fun stuff. We are going to first talk about how this is, the first eclipse of the decade. And it happens to be on 1/10/2020. The fact it's a 222 code is not lost on me. So that is also a 6, which has to do with, domesticity and family and protecting the things we love, which, weirdly also happens to coincide with Cancer. So it seems like we're on some pretty even footing. There is also some crazy action going on between this full moon and I believe, Saturn and Pluto, which are both in Capricorn, and they're kind of opposing this. So this could expose a lot of things for us that we're not quite ready to deal with. But, we're not really being given that option anymore to not deal with it. It's 2020 and it's put up or shut up time. So we either deal with it or the universe is going to keep shoving it down our throat until we can't stand it anymore. That's kind of the way that it's going to go. And this eclipse is kind of marks the end of a story that started back in July of 2018 when there was the last super moon in Cancer, but it was a new moon in Cancer. And, during that moment in our personal histories, we started the process of healing ourselves and really learning how to take care of ourselves, which has kind of been the journey that 2019 brought us to, is how our self-care was working or it wasn't working for us. And now we're getting to the point where we're just getting to the point where it's beginning to change that. And while we're still giving all of ourselves to other people, we're also taking a lot of our energy back at the same time and focusing it on ourselves instead. And so this is really something that we should be really paying attention to, because emotions are going to get super intense. So we may definitely be crying buckets. But even with that emotionality, we have to remember to still, maintain our composure and be kind to other people, even if they are starting arguments, it's still your job not to engage that. So if you have to just, cry it out in private, then just do that. So we pulled quite a few cards for the public YouTube live stream already this morning, but they were really good. So we're definitely going to go through those again. So we got the winged heart right off the bat, and we got this one the other day. So it's still a continuing theme, us finding our bliss and following it, right? And then we talked about the egg card and naming our creation, right? That's what this is really about, communicating what it is that we're trying to build. And making it really clear in a way that others understand. And um, sometimes communication is going to get a little bit difficult, but just keep trying, okay? We got a huge stack from the Sacred Path Oracle by Jamie Sams and Lynn Childers. And we got the Counting Coup card and the 20. So, this is really what this year is really going to be about. Us really feeling the victory of how far we have come up until this point in this whole awakening process. And it's going to be more and more apparent as we get further and further into this year. We got, I'm going backwards, sorry. The 44 next, which is about us building and respecting and maintaining our sacred space, not just our actual outside environment, but our inside environment as well, which is our most sacred space of all. Okay, and that's also 44 and an 8. Okay. Oh, darn it. The Hioka came out next. Humor and opposites, right? The 11 keeps popping itself out to remind me that that is really the most important card in this set. But we have to remember to laugh at our mistakes sometimes, right? As we're going through this process. And that's what the Hioka reminds us. And that is our truth, which is our ultimate protection, right? Our authenticity. And as long as you know you're being authentic to your own personal truth, it doesn't matter what anybody else has to say, right? This is also a 12. So we do have a 2112 code, so a 33. And we also got the 11 twice, I think, too, with the 39. We got the 11 with the winged heart, which is ultimately about us attaining our own freedom in, doing what we love. Oh, there it is again. And then we had the storyteller card too. I'm sorry. This was the other 11. So we had the storyteller card, and then we pulled out the North Shield card. So there is something about the stories that we're telling right now that is ultimately really creating that portal into what it is that we're going to be doing next, and what it is we want to be doing in the future too, as well, in every moment of now. For the Sacred Traveler Oracle, which is by Denise Lynn, sorry. I don't know why I forgot that. We got oops. There we go. We got the impasse card first. So there still may be some sort of a block in what's going on. These were great affirmations too, by the way. The staying focused, unknown territory, and grounding, right? So the affirmation itself was reflect and redirect your energy, hold the course, you are exactly where you need to be, and go deep and explore your roots, right? Which ultimately is really what this whole eclipse in Cancer is really bringing to the forefront in the biggest ways, is what's working and what's not in our personal environments and our home life and our work life and all the things that create the stability that is our, outside life. And the more stable and grounded we become inside within ourselves, the easier it is for that to show up in our outside environment. But first, we have to peel away the layers of what doesn't work, right? So that we can figure out what does. And unfortunately, it means kissing a lot of frogs sometimes. But ultimately, you're not giving anything more than what you can handle, because ultimately you asked for it. So remember to keep in mind universal law as you're going about your days now. Manifestation is becoming a lot easier. Although it means you have to be a lot more controlled in what you're thinking, doing, and being, right? So if your manifestations are not yet showing up, what are you thinking, doing, and being? And is it the same vibration as what it is that you're wanting to call in? On that note, let's pull a couple cards out of Esther Hicks' Money in Abundance deck. And let's see what this full moon has for us all financially. Because ultimately, our finances are what creates the biggest stability in our lives, are they not? Because regardless of whether we like to admit it or not, everything in life costs money, and money really is just energy. So are you spending your energy wisely as well? And if not, how can you start doing so? I know the husband and I are starting a 30-day challenge and getting our shit together. So we get the 56 card to go with this. And I love this portal card. Look at that. And this says, shortages of time or money are perceptual. Funny that we were just talking about that. So, one message today from Abraham says, if you are feeling a shortage of time or money, your best efforts would be to focus upon better feeling thoughts. Excuse me, hold on a second. And do more. Oh, that's not funny. Oh, okay. So it's funny watching somebody else do it, but it's not funny when you do it. Anyways, I'm not sure why. Maybe I need to restart this. Okay, so the card says, if you're feeling a shortage of time or money, your best effort would be to focus upon better feeling thoughts and do more things that make you feel good. Your time is a perceptual thing, and even though the clock is ticking, the same for everyone, your alignment affects your perception, as well as the results that you allow. So a lot of this is really about what we're allowing too, as well. We could be calling in things all the time, and the universe could be trying to give them to us, but we're like standing there facing the corner with our hands over our ears going la 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 la, not paying any attention whatsoever, because we're still so focused on the wanting. Ooh, dun dun dun. So the reminder from this card says, as you observe the enormous differences in the effort that people apply and the results they achieve, you have to conclude that there is more to the equation of achieving than action alone. So, what is your vibration? Are you still vibrating something on the lack end of the stick? Or are you trusting the universe that it has your back and, well, it's coming? And, ooh, nice. Okay, so our next note for the full moon is the 12th. And I love this card. Isn't that cute? But it's the message I love the most. I want to harmonize with my desire, right? So we want to start thinking about the things that we want as desires and preferences instead, right? because we're perfectly okay with where we're at right now. But it would be nice if, right? And since money is no object, I would like to, and fill in the blanks. It's all about the words you use. So Abraham says, anytime you feel negative emotion, stop and say, something is important here. Otherwise, I would not be feeling this negative emotion. So what is it that I want? And then simply turn your attention to what you do want. In the moment you turn your attention to what you want, the negative attraction will stop. And in the moment the negative attraction stops, the positive attraction will begin. And in that moment, your feeling will change from not feeling good to feeling good. And that is the process of pivoting. Ooh, so maybe we are getting a little lesson in how we can pivot our perspective. Ooh, I really fucking like that. That's a really great message for this full moon. Let's get one more. I said one more and I get two. Never fails. Okay, so, but they're fitting messages. 10, this is 60. The story I tell is the basis of my life, right? We were kind of talking about this a little bit. Was that this morning? Or it was yesterday. It could have been yesterday. We were talking about how the story that you tell is really the basis of what you are calling into yourself too, as well, because that's what you're asking the universe to keep giving to you, because that's the story that you keep telling, right? So when we keep telling horrible stories about our childhood and making excuses about that's the reason that blah, blah, blah is now happening. Well, yeah, it is. It's because you keep telling that story. You could be telling another story about how you get better and better every day and only good things come to you and everything's always working out for you, right? Anyways. Our other card was the 10, and it says, I can deliberately choose to feel better right now, right? Indeed. So, first off, the story I tell is the basis of my life. Says, there is no right or wrong way to tell your improved story. It can be about your past, present, or future experiences. The only criterion is that it is important is that you be conscious of your intent to tell a better feeling, improved version of your story. Telling many good feeling short stories throughout your day will change your point of attraction. Just remember, the story you tell is the basis of your life. So tell it the way you want it to be, right? Sometimes facts are just facts because we keep repeating our own perspective, but it may not be a fact to someone else. So, you can deliberately choose to feel better right now. And not only does the thought you are choosing right now attract the next thought and the next, and so on, but it also provides the basis of your alignment with your inner being. As you consistently and deliberately think and speak more of what you do want and less of what you do not want, you'll find yourself more often in alignment with the pure positive essence of your own source. And under those conditions, your life will be extremely pleasing to you, right? It should be. This card on top of the deck, I'm not going to read the back, but I just want the front message to be seen. It also happens to be 9, which is the 45 card, but remember, it is not your role to make others happy. It's only your role to make you happy. So stop making yourself miserable. All right, let's pull some affirmators cards and see what the advice is for our love and relationships and just life in general. Let's start with love. Oop. And it pops out right away. Oh, we get 2. So we get, tact. A good reminder. Be tactful. And I'm a catch. Ooh, I like it. So remember, I speak and act with care. And remembering that impulsive words or a harsh tone can sometimes hurt others. And if it feels like you're walking on eggshells, remind yourself that those eggshells might actually be a shop full of china. And you might actually be the bowl. Then you'll remind yourself to stop mixing metaphors. Because you are a total catch. And you know all the reasons why. You know that anyone would be lucky to be with you. And that doesn't mean you're arrogant or snobby. Self-respect is just one of many qualities exhibited by you. You complete and utter babe. I love how snarkily positive these cards are. It's amazing. All right, so what is our advice for our family relationships? During this full to new moon period. Really? That's a lot. No way, that's too many. I thought it was 2, not like 7. There we go. I knew it would come out. Consolation. Oh. So, remember, in your family relationships, you are a kind and supportive family member. And you give that support as willingly as a golden retriever. When someone you care about is feeling down, you're going to console them and pick them back up. Maybe not literally, unless they're much, much smaller than you. But even in that case, you'll remember to lift with your legs, because kind and supportive people aren't immune to back issues. So, in a roundabout way, it's saying to remember to, be kind and tactful and try to empathize with the people around you for what they're going through, but not by sacrificing yourself in order to do it. So, the black deck. Gentleness. This one wanted to come out too. And friendliness. Funny. Let's, just for shits and giggles, see what's on the bottom. Joy. Ironic. So the key to our best full moon to new moon period: gentleness, friendliness, and joy. I like it. So during this period, you're going to remember to speak with gentleness and listen with gentleness, because you're now aligned with the gentlest part of yourself. And you take joy in being receptive, open, and unafraid. Because to enjoy something, you simply need to add joy to it. Because joy is like butter, and you can put it on anything, and it'll make it way better. So, as you're going through the next couple weeks, I want you to add joy to everything. Really slather it on. Because you are now the Orville Redenbacher of joy. And life's popcorn is about to get it. And the best part, be a friend. Because friendliness is awesome. It's right up there with kindness and love. And remember, whenever you smile, you make someone's day better. What a cool way to buy happiness for free, right? Today and every day, I want you to remember what an awesome power that you hold. And I want you to take joy in improving lives simply by giving away grins like crazy. No, in a pinch, money will also work. I love these cards. They're awesome. So, give, give, give. But do it from a full cup, right? We are no longer giving from empty cups. We are now reharnessing the power of our own selves, our own connection with Source. Because we are our highest aspect, right? We're just also embodied in physicality. Welcome to the awakening, my friends. You won. Let's close this out with one card from The Universe Has Your Back. And then I will be back with you for tomorrow's extended reading. And here we go. Remember, you are the dreamer of your dream. So go out and dream it. And make that dream huge. Bigger than any dream you've ever dreamed before. Because the universe is listening. And you are the biggest magnet ever created for your desires. I'm wishing you all the very best. And I will see you back again for the next moon edition, which will be the next new moon, which I believe is on the 24th or the 25th. I don't remember exactly. And we will be discussing our next new moon. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning for our next extended reading for you Patreon viewers. And thank you so much for joining me here. You have no idea what it means to me. I love you all beyond measure. Be good. Be good to yourselves. But most of all, be good to each other. It's working. And you're doing a great job. Bye now.